I'm Ken Klippenstein with TYT Investigates. I'm here to talk to you about a new Medicare for All poll out by Morning Consult and Politico. What it found was that Medicare for All is extremely popular. We already knew that, but what we didn't know, or what we hadn't, seen in other recent polling, is why it's popular, and why arguments made against it by politicians and lobbyists are not just untrue but disingenuous. So what this poll found was that support for Medicare for All, which is a majority of voters, actually goes up if you just specify, if you just make clear that Medicare for All would not get rid of your doctor and would not get rid of your hospital, which has always been a part of Medicare for All. Never in the legislation proposed has it said you're going to have to go to a different doctor, you're going to have to give up your hospital. Which, by the way, are things that happen when you're on private care. I can't tell you how many times I've had to switch between doctors, between networks, because costs go down for one insurer for whatever arbitrary reason or for another. I must have switched 4 or 5 times while living in the same city. It's ridiculous. But what's interesting is this is an argument that a lot of people who are against Medicare for All, and I want to be clear, a majority of the country is for it, and you have to be skeptical when you hear someone criticizing Medicare for All. Are they getting paid to say it? What are their interests in it? And when politicians say these things, a lot of them get money from pharma, a lot of them get money from insurance. So treat that, take that with a grain of salt. But I'm going to get into the details of the poll in a second here. But I just wanted to stress that anyone could have guessed this. I think it's dishonest to there's so much scaremongering around Medicare for All. They say, their government's coming in between you and your doctor. You're gonna have to see someone else. You're gonna have to see a government doctor. That's never a part of there's never a part of the proposal. It's just that the fact that people even think that this is a thing means that they have a, misconception of what Medicare for All is. And, we have to wonder, where does that misconception come from? Did they come up with them on their own, or is it part of this scaremongering campaign on the part of insurance companies? In any event, so let me go through the numbers for you because they're interesting. So here's the poll. It's conducted this from June 29th through July 1st. And what I found was that 53% of all voters support Medicare for All in general. And then if you clarify that you're not going to have to get rid of your doctor or your hospital, it goes up to 55%. It's even higher if you clarify this thing, which was always a part of Medicare for All. So that shows that at least 2% of people don't understand what the legislation is. And then if you look at Democrats, the numbers are shocking. 77% of Democrats support Medicare for All in general. And then again, if you clarify that they'll get to keep their doctor in the hospital, it goes up to 78% of Democrats support Medicare for All. That is an incredible number. It's crazy to me that this is even a question in the Democratic primary. I mean, if the primary was being run rationally, there would be maybe one person who's against it when you see numbers like this. This is a way to turn out the base. I mean, if 78% of people support this, how is that not in the interest of the party if they want to win to turn, to support this policy? And if you look at the debates, what we have, Bernie Sanders supports it. Elizabeth Warren said she supports it. And then Kamala did, but she equivocated a little bit. She said that she supports Medicare for All, but she still wants to keep supplemental private care. So I would keep an eye on her and what she means by that. And going down to independents, even 56% support Medicare for All if they're allowed to keep their doctors. So it would seem like a, win-win for the Democrats. And it's odd to me that such a rancorous debate around it. But I just wanted to, take a chance to talk to you guys and dispel some of these illusions about it, which, I have to say, I don't think occur organically. There are people with an interest in fostering these illusions so that people don't support it, not just insurance companies and things, but just employers generally. Think about it. If you depend on your employer for healthcare, that gives him leverage over you or her. You're not going to want to leave your boss and lose your healthcare if there's a risk of you're getting sick and going bankrupt because you don't have care. So I would bet that there's a lot of business owners that oppose Medicare for All, even if they don't have money directly in it, just wanting to have more leverage over their employees. So yeah, that's just one poll of many. There are plenty of polls that show the overwhelming popularity of Medicare for All. This one I thought was interesting because it dispels one misconception about it, which is that you'll switch doctors. So this is Ken Klippenstein with TYT Investigates. I'll be doing this every day. Make sure to join me here on TYT Investigates. Like the page if you can, and thanks for joining me.